Hello and welcome to February 17th, 2023. My name is Kurt and this is my daily Good Life meditation video. This is an exercise that I perform every morning just after waking up, or in this case, quite a ways after waking up. It's 4:48 a.m. right now. I'm way behind schedule. I actually hit the snooze button for a change. Good gosh. I do this in order to do three things. One, to remember the last 24 hours and ask myself how I did facing and managing the challenges and the opportunities that I met in the last day. Two, I recite and remember the items in my personal creed, which I call the Good Life, in homage to the Stoics. This creed is outlined in my book, Going Alone. There are 7 objectives and 34 principles. After that, I then plan for the coming day to try to forecast whatever opportunities and challenges I might encounter along the way, and to ready myself to live well and maybe to die well if I need to. Okay, with that, let's begin with the thinking about the last 24 hours, including last night. Didn't get much sleep last night, but that said, I feel surprisingly good. And it wasn't due to my insomnia, although that's an interesting case study. It was due to work. I had to work until 11 p.m. We had a go live for a project last night, for a phase of the project, phase 3 of 8. So we're closing in on the halfway mark. It went well. Of course, we did have speed bumps, and we have some setback work we have to work on beginning today, but we made it happen, so good. But I stayed up late. But the interesting thing is, no insomnia. I slept until the alarm. In fact, I hit the snooze button even. No surprise, now I know why. I wonder if my sleep issues stem in part from the fact that I may be going to bed too soon, but I am tired when I go to bed, which is typically around 8:30, 8 o'clock at night. I'm dead tired. So, I mean, there's no way I could just force myself to stay up, could I? So that's interesting to note, though, that getting less sleep meant better and sounder sleep. I wonder if in the balance that's a better thing. Challenges and opportunities yesterday. It was a crappy day yesterday, especially in the morning. I didn't want to be doing this job anymore. And it's no fault of the jobs. It's no different than really any professional job I've ever had, in terms of just being very demanding and requiring a lot of my time and effort, and stress, dialed up very high. I don't blame the job in any way or my employer. It's just me. And I bang this drum a lot, and Juan would frown at me, but I really am just getting old, and I don't want to be living like this anymore. Neither does my wife. So now that we have our resolve as to where we're headed, I need to make that happen. And I thought about that yesterday in a down moment, not being down, but down when the engineers were doing something, and I had a moment of peace. And I was thinking about the focus on the next life. And I know you can never escape, right? I mean, the next life will have its things, but I've certainly had circumstance in my life where it's been challenging, but not this level of stress. I mean, different circumstance and positions, and then especially if I'm retired, I think the challenge then will be more to be well occupied and to stay nimble and fresh, rather than falling into decay, which I think is a greater challenge to me now, and a better life than what I'm living now. Old guy thoughts, huh? I know, Juan. I should stop talking that way, and you are a shining example. I really need to turn this ship around and stop heading down the road of being an old guy that's tired and worn out, and will myself back towards a more upbeat and pleasant now and future. Something to strive for. Okay, my 7 objectives and 34 principles are as follows. The first objective is to be always ready to die. Number 2 is to make good and effective use of time. 3 is to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. Next is to perform good actions, and then to recognize true limits and true opportunity. That was number 5. And then to recognize my true limits, number 6. And number 7, finally, is to do just one thing at a time, and do the thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. I'm trying to look uphill one, but I am exhausted. And I've got some good stuff to do today. I've got some solid work to do today, but I know when I jump in and start going through it, that I'll get through it. I'll feel better after the other side, when I get to the other side. And I'll feel better through the other side than I would feel if I didn't have anything to do and was just groping for stuff to keep me occupied during the day, which is a danger of retirement, as I know myself. Tired. 34 principles. Let's see if I can tick them off yet again. In the last 2 days, I got them all 30. I got all 34. Not quite in perfect order, but I did it. If I go a little slower, maybe I think I can get them in order. Principle of war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, 5. Atomic principle, or purpose, that is, purpose, atomic principle. So much for being careful. Pirate ride, maturity, social principle, that's 10. Principle of family, that's the one I almost missed last time. Public speaking, temperance, life will not go well. The horror show, that's 15. That which must be born. The feast of offal. Distraction, agency in the great indifference. Ooh, I've hit a mental blank. Distraction, agency in the great indifference. That's number 19. The best seat in the house, I think, is next. Yeah, it's 20. The restless man. The path of wildness. The great life adventure. The risk of avoiding risk. Sin and damnation, 25. Complete oblivion. Script writing. Bullseye aim. Uphill climb. Arena and utility. Wow, I missed. Oh yeah, the season of philosophy. Nothing is enough. And the principle of fun. 33. What in the world did I miss? Okay. Still out of it from the trip, even though it's almost been a week. Okay, let's plan for the day. Today's just a solid day of work. I have other things I want to do. I know it's a Friday. I'm supposed to work. I know, but I have other things I want to do. I know. Okay, well, I know. Like I said, Juan would frown at me, but maybe it's my nature to look at the diminishing side of life. Yeah, I don't see death as I find death fascinating. I like to gaze at it like looking into the flames of a fire. So the image that was coming to mind that I wanted to share that I stopped myself from doing was, I feel like a man on a sinking ship who needs to pack some bags for me in his cabin. Witness or think about the scene from Titanic where, The rich man is rummaging around in his cabin, and he's leaving behind the great art and the money and etc., looking for whatever dearest possessions to take. My dearest possessions are the good execution of the remaining time. That's the possession. I am ready for death. I'm done, as I say. But well, I guess it's not true. I was going to say the time feels like the time that I'm spending is wasted time. That's not the case as long as my daughter's still up and coming, right? Because then the efforts that my wife and I make translate into her well-being, which then translate into the continued well-being of our family. So that's a good thought. That's a good thing to remember. It's not vain endeavor. And plus, and who can forget this one, I work in the public sector, and I do public works. I do good things for the community, and I do it well. That's no small thing. There you go. That's a good thought. So for today, I'll finish this, upload this, peck out my message for my journal. Then I'll read the Bible. I think it's Hosea 12 today. Then I'll feed the dogs, walk the dogs, or let them out at least. My leg is doing better though. I could walk them way down the block. Then I'll tackle the day. And the things that I'm going to do, and I forgot my notepad. It's sitting right there. Let me grab it, because it would help me to focus if I can write it down. It's the 17th. Wow, I'm almost out of paper on my notepad. February 17th, 2023. Okay, so for work, the things I want to do today are wave 3. What do you call it? Follow-up. We'll just call it that. I need to meet with the team to talk about how we did with wave 3 last night. Wave 4, content review. Okay, this is helping. Wave 5, links review. Okay, there you go. I won't say the name, I'll just say the thing. Something inquiry, follow up. Okay. This is really helping. Then they want me to make a little video for the Connect site. Connect site video. Okay, I can do that. Good Lord, here's a big one. Maybe I'll just skip this one. Do it on Monday. Status report. This is really, really, really helpful, doing this exercise. It takes the day and resolves what looks like and kind of like a blob of a day ahead of me into distinct tasks. And when I finish those, I think that's good enough. If I finish those things, I'm done. And I did flex a lot. I worked a lot of overtime this week, and I got permission from my boss to flex that. If I can get through those, preferably in the morning, then I can have the afternoon off. Personal goals for today. I'm going to meet Peter and his son at 5 p.m. I need to send them the address. I will read 5 pages of something. Shall I do an ocean swim or maybe not? One more day off. Yumiko told me to take some time off from that to let my leg heal. Maybe next week I'll get back to the ocean. It's still really bitterly cold. Really would love to start on my taxes, but I'm not going to do that today. What I will do is, should I start on that? No, that's too much to ask. This is enough. Maybe one more thing. Meet Peter at 5 o'clock. Read 5 pages. Oh yeah, and then read the Bible. That's enough. That's enough. That's good enough for today. I've got my list. If I can do those things, then I'm in good shape. And the way I'm going to tackle and handle the stress is by resolving the amalgamous threat into a to-do list. With that, I'll finish. I wish you all the best. And good morning, Parker, by the way, if you see this. With that, my life is done, if not finished. Take care.